What's up, everybody? This your man's DB coming to you with another How I Make a Beat in Maschine video. Today, this is part 2 of the mixing series for this video. I essentially already showed you guys how to get the levels right. The levels are looking good. Now what I'm going to do is show you part 2 of the mixing process, which I call bussing and effects. Now this was a task that took me a while to understand, only because bussing in the Maschine is a little bit different than your standard DAW, like it is in Pro Tools or Logic or Cubase or Studio 4 or Studio 1.4. The thing with this is, in all those other DAWs, you can create an aux channel, and with that aux channel, you can create subgroups and aux channels. In Maschine, you only get 2 aux channels, but you don't necessarily create them. So what you have to do is, if you look at the Maschine, right, and you think about this logically, if you ever been in Studio 1.4, Logic, Cubase, anything like that, it's essentially the same thing. You just go about it differently. So right now I got my 3 sounds, then I have my drums. I'm gonna press Group E, and what Group E is going to be is my effects. And within Group E, I have 16 pads to where I can put in 16 different effects, and each pad can essentially be my aux channel for my effects. And I'm speaking on time-based effects, reverb, delays, things of that nature. So what I like to do is, I'll add my reverbs, I'll add my delays, I'll add my filter, and I'll add my New York compression for my drums. Or parallel compression for my drums. So pad 1, that's going to be reverb. Oh, not instrument. I want effect. Oh, there we go. Pad 2, I'm going to use RC24. Pad 3, I'm going to use Waves HD delay. I'm doing stereo H delay. Alright, so essentially I'm going to copy this delay over here. And what I like to do is I'll go ahead and set my effects the way that I want them. So this one is going to be my quarter delay. This one will be my eighth delay. And make sure that you label everything. This is my eighth delay. This is my quarter delay. This will be my short reverb, and this will be my long reverb. And then essentially here, I'll make this my low pass filter. And with that, I want to use, I use Johnny Giuliano Saucy filter. I like that sound. That one is pretty cool. And then here, this will be my New York comp. New York compression, parallel compressor. Have you view it. And for this one, I use Native Instruments. And I use Supercharger GT. Where is it? Supercharger GT. Let me make sure this one there. Alright, yep. Supercharger GT. Cool. Saucy filter. I like to put these down here, like right next to the thing, so once they open up, they'll be right next to it. Sorry, I'm kind of anal like that. I apologize, but that's how I like to work, man. I like to be uniform, you know. All right, cool. Now we are working with something. So with this one, I'm just going to do my large hall reverb. I guess I can do guitar hall. That's cool. And then for this one, I'm going to use my small Let me do the drummer room because that one's pretty small. It was real small. All right, cool. Now that I have my effects in here, in order to get my sounds to go to my effects, as I showed you earlier, if you click here in your mixer, it brings you to your aux channel. Right here, I can send whatever sound I want to those effects. Now, I can also do that from the machine as well. How I would achieve that is I will go, so let's say I want this sound. I normally put my aux channels on my groups, not on the individual sounds. That way, when I'm looking at my groups from mixer, I can see all of my auxes going here. Okay. So right here, I got this bell. So it already has a short reverb on it. I can leave it like that. I don't need that. But what I do want to add is a delay, because I want to add a quarter delay to where it goes dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? So you'll hear it. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, how you do it from the machine? I'm on this group. If I hit channel, it brings me to my audio section or my auxing section. So I'm here. It's going to the master right now. If I hit the arrow, it brings me to my auxes. So I'm on output. I hit the arrow, bring me to my auxes. If I tap the machine, it tells you what's what. That's why I say label everything. So now I know I want this to go to my quarter delay. Okay. Now, if I play it, I have to unsolo my effects as well. If I play it, you won't hear it come in. But once I start dialing up this level, which is the level as which I'm sending a copy of my signal to this mix, you'll hear it start affecting the sound. Now another key thing, I put it in solo so I can hear the effect taking place. But you don't want to leave it in solo. You actually want to play it with all the sounds, so that way you know how the sound is being affected throughout the entire track. So I got it in solo, so now I know it's going to it. Now I'm going to play it with everything. See, just with those sounds going to my delays, it's giving it so much room, not room, but it's giving it so much bounce, movement in my track. That's what I'm going for. So with this sound, it's also a small reverb in there, but I want to put this one on a large reverb. Let's see what that does. Yeah, I got all that movement. All I did was put some delays on. That's good. So from here, I can go ahead and add different effects that manipulates my sound as well. So like, let's see for this first one. Let's hear the first one. So here we go. I liked it. I liked it. So check this out. So it really didn't add the distortion that I was looking for, but the effect that it did give, I did like that. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to turn this sound down a little bit more. So I go to my mixer, I turn this down, let's get out of my groups, turn this down just a little bit. Yeah, I really liked it. I liked it. So now I'm going to add a little something else. Let's get out of my mix. Let's add a chorus. Chorus is going to give it a little bit more, a bigger sound. It's going to make it sound like it's more than one of them. So I like that. Now let's move on to the next. Just gave it a little bit more movement. I like that. I like that. I don't think I'm going to add anything else to that one. Let's move on to the next one. Definitely adding chorus to that. I want that one to feel a little bigger. I don't want that much. The rate is cool. All right, now I'm gonna send a copy of all of my drums mixed directly to 100% to this effect. All I'm gonna turn this down. So essentially, what I'm doing is I'm sending it to this compressor, and I still have overall control over my volume, but because this is gonna be a parallel compressor, I'm going to squash the mix. Then I'm going to mix it in with my drums. So my drums will be hitting a little harder and sound a little louder. So for those of you who don't know about this compressor from Native Instruments, it's a Supercharger GT. And what I was just doing with the input trim is you got to find a sweet spot. The green light is a sweet spot where the sound is hitting. These arrows tells you if it's too loud and the sweet spot need to go down some. If it's too low, it needs to come up some. So this is the initial input trim. So now I want my initial sound to come through, my initial transient to come through. So I'm going to bring my attack down just a little bit. All the way to the right is a slow attack. All the way to the left is a fast attack. I'm gonna put it to like a low medium, slow medium, or quick medium attack in between. And then I'm going to turn my compressor up. And with my release, it tells the compressor when I want it to release my sound or to be compressed again. I'm going to give it a slow release, medium slow release. As you can see, I'm hitting around negative 8 dB. I'm compressing around negative 8 dB. And I'm going to give it a little bit of character. Let's make it a little warm. All right, so my settings are good. Now, you will not hear it until I turn up the overall sound for this in this effect. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to my master. I'm going to turn this limiter off. And then you'll hear my drums. So as you can hear, I turned it up and it gave me a louder sound for my drums. Now I'm going to mix it in because I want it all to be cohesive. I still want my drums to hit hard, and this is the way that I achieve my drums hitting hard. I like it. I like it. So I am pretty much done with the mix. I'm pretty much done with the. Oh, here we go. Another thing. I was mixing in mono, so let's hear this without it. One thing I don't hear is my wood block. So let me get into my drums group. This is what I don't hear. So I'm gonna, right here, this is my volume knob. If I can turn up the master, I can turn up the group, or I can turn up my individual sound. This, I'm gonna turn this up just a little bit more. As you can see, I was hitting shift and I was turning the knobs. If you hold shift and any knob that you turn, it takes it like 0.0 cent, meaning that as I turn it, it's real small increments that it's turning up. If I just turn a knob, it just goes willy-nilly. But if I hold shift, I can have a more precise reading or setting or parameter tweaking that I'm doing. So I pretty much got everything mixed. I didn't put anything on my drums. A lot of times I really don't put anything on drums, only because sometimes we got these producers, man, who really know what they're doing, and they actually put effects on these drums to where I really don't need to put anything. So I mean, it's sounding good. My filter. This is how I get my filter to work. So I want all of my sounds to be manipulated by this filter. So when I start moving the filter, I want all my sounds to be manipulated. How I achieve that in Maschine is my output for each group. Every group, I take my output and I put it on the filter. I'll show you how to do that in the Maschine. So if I'm in the Maschine, I go to my first sound, I go to channel again. As you see, I was in my aux. If I hit back, shows me my audio output. This group is going to the master. I want it to go to this effect, saucy filter. That goes for each one of my sounds. Saucy filter. Saucy filter. Saucy filter. All right. This is why I do this. If I go back to the plugin, I'm in the effect. If I go to my sound and I go to my filter effect, what that does is once I move this knob, it affects the overall sound. My whole sound is gonna get muffled to the point where I'm like standing outside of a club and I hear the music. You'll see what I'm talking about. So as you heard, everything was affected by this filter. That's why I like to put all of my sounds going to this filter bus or filter, my aux channel for my filter. That's pretty much it. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, man, and hit that notification bell so you guys can know when my next video is up. Thank y'all for tuning in. Until then, I'm out.